Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about the Aura 66 raid, specifically the Jedi Vanguard team without Jedi Master Mace. So if you're like me, if you're maybe a late game free player, you might have Jocasta new, but you probably don't have Jedi Master Mace yet, and you won't. And it seems like Jedi Master Mace works just fine without Jocasta, or hopefully so that's sustainable. So I think a lot of players might want to run her with Kelleran back because you can get a full run done without the assistance of Jedi Master Mace or either of the new Jedi. So today I'm doing the Relic 7 tier because I have a lot of these characters at Relic 7 anyway. I had Kelleran back already, Shock T, Plo Koon. A lot of these are requirements for something else, or at least close. Barriss, I got her to Relic 7 from Relic 5 for this. She's probably the best fit in there, or the best added extra. You don't necessarily need Shock T or Plo Koon, but it's going to be very hard unless you're playing at the R8 tier, because once you get to the R8 tier, Jocasta gives out crit immunity whenever she uses a special ability. So that's going to go really far towards your survivability. Now, this team is all about kind of keeping Kelleran back and Jocasta alive at least through the first wave, and then they can kind of carry you through the rest. Now some details on the team. We have two hero units, Kelleran Beck and Jocasta. Kelleran Beck gets extra speed while at full health. That is kind of helpful. You do want him taking him as many turns as you can, because he is one of the couple damage dealers you have. There's not many, it's just these two, really. And Jocasta, whenever a Jedi Vanguard ally attacks out of turn, think Kelleran Beck's Mass Assist, her cooldowns are reduced by 1, and then whenever she uses a special, so this is even before the R8 tier, Jedi Vanguard allies can crit avoidance up for 2 turns. So that's going to help you avoid crits, but not all of them entirely. And as for the enemy, basically you're going to get some granted abilities that you have to manage well. If you kill Fox, you can get Dire Fortitude, and you want to typically do that as soon as you can, unless it's a Jocasta turn and you could get a kill, or you could get a kill with someone else. It gives you all these buffs. 35% crit chance, defense and offense, and then whenever the character gains a buff, they get 10% crit damage. So that really stacks up fast. You're going to see a big impact with that. So spam this as soon as you can. Once you kill Apo, you can use the ability Subdued. Subdue all enemies, and it's stuck with them forever. Whenever they're inflicted with a debuff, they take true damage equal to 5% of their max health. They also have negative crit avoidance, defense, and tenacity. Rescue, I'll be talking through my run. I think you want to stall as long as you can before you use this. Just manage these stacks of Execute Lord Vader has. The lower you get on Lord Vader with those stacks, you're going to be in a hurry to use Rescue to prevent him from killing those Jedi. But you want to kill as many clones as you can before using it to maximize your points. As for the Zetas, you can skip Shock T's. I mean, you just got a leader in here. Unique isn't a big deal. Plo Koon doesn't have any, which is nice. Barriss, you're probably going to want to have. It really helps keep some of the team alive. I mean, not necessarily all of them. They might die anyway. But at this point, anyone that has Barriss and Relics is going to have that Zeta anyway. All of Jocasta's and all of Kelleran Beck's are kind of nice. Kelleran Beck has his kind of savior mechanic for himself, which is a big deal when you really want to keep these two alive. His special Zeta adds extra damage. True damage based on his max protection, so that is kind of nice when these are your two main damage dealers. And Jocasta, I'd say her unique is probably the most important for extra cooldown reduction on her transformation special. Her special is nice, or no, this special is nice for extra damage while she is transformed, and she gains extra protection from it. And the basic is nice for some extra siphon and debuff spreading. All of them kind of just add incremental benefits of getting to kill people faster and survive a little bit longer. So you can try it with less than all of them at first and just, see how it goes. But you might need to make up for that with good modding. And as for the modding, Jocasta new, probably the most important. You want good offense on her, you want protection. So I'm running an offense set and a health set with a lot of protection primaries. Even on the arrow, I have the primary, but I also have good speed on that. So as much as you can squeeze in, the better. So I have lots of extra protection. Decent speed, 120. She's not blazing fast, but it's decent. And then offense, she has some squeezed in as well. Kelleran Beck, it's mainly also about protection, but then speed. So you want good protection, you want lots of protection primaries. I do have a speed arrow on him, and as much speed as you can shove in there. So I have the primary protection on these three. And I did remod him from what I had. He was very deprioritized on my roster for mods, but I gave him a lot more speed. And then his arrow, just try to shove protection in the secondaries as much as you can. Barris, you kind of want to just keep her alive. I don't really care if she takes turns, but she gives herself some turn meter here and there. Just as much health as you can get. And that's really it. I mean, maybe some tenacity would help, but I don't know. Shock T, speed, and survivability. She's kind of a utility player. She's not doing a ton of damage. So that's what I focus on, just speed and survivability. And Plo Koon, just survivability. I mean, he's got some speed on himself too, but I like having him as the last character to go because he can use his special, give everyone turn meter, and that's a great combination. I think the fastest priority is going to be Kelleran Beck for sure, especially because his opener is going to be really important, as we're going to see right now when we jump in. So here we go. As for, I think a lot of teams are going to want you to do, you want to kill Fox first, then you go for Alpo, then try to kill Disguise Clone Trooper, because they're going to do a lot of damage on you, and they're going to allow you to attack Lord Vader. So he's starting at 25 stacks. Let's pull it. I'd say if you don't get the kill here, you might want to consider restarting. Because, well, I'm going to try to continue. So I don't want to use that big ability on her, on someone that's almost dead. Since I'm fast enough with Shock T, I was able to get him down. So Shock T died. I'm going to say that's fine. We're going to keep going from there. Actually, let me get myself up here. It's hard to see everybody. So, like, capture the flag. And as long as we can keep Jocasta and Kelleran Beck alive, I'd say we're going to be fine. So, yep, so there's that Zeta from Kelleran Beck helping out. So let's unlock the rifle. So now we're not messing around anymore. Everyone's dazed. So I can go ahead and do this AoE. Take him out. And then go for a Disguise Clone Trooper. Spam that special whenever you can. Especially if it's Barris's turn. That's a great use of her turn. Because she is not that impactful on her turn. Because usually if we are getting low on health, we're dead anyway. So we're not getting too much out of her healing. Yeah, Jocasta is really going to kick butt at this point. I'm going to save his mass AoE for the beginning of next round. Plo Koon is nice because he has the Dispel on his basic. Actually, let's go ahead and do this. So, get ourselves positioned. I'm going to save her special there. Let's take out the Disguise Clone Trooper. And then we can take our time with Lord Vader. See, he's got 11 stacks left. It wasn't a huge rush. Shock T's dead. We don't really care. I'm going to save that because that'll be really helpful in the next waves. And now we save a Jedi. At this point, you're kind of on easy street. There's no Fox or Apo coming back. You got a couple of moves that can really take out a clone fast, like Jocasta here. Kaboom. And yeah, it's quite nice. I like how easy it is after you get through the first wave. So, and see, we're just taking our time to kill Lord Vader. Kelleran Beck's basic is very handy with the extra hits. Now starting again. Take him out. Jocasta will be coming up soon. Oh, I didn't even mean to hit Lord Vader there. So we'll go for the full health. Just annihilate. And it's very nice. You can try it with undersized, but what I found when you undersize, I'd recommend taking out Shock T or Plo Koon, but what happens is they start targeting Kelleran Beck or Jocasta faster, and you saw how Shock T went down. It was very fast, so you could try to undersize it. If you don't have this full team, I think it's not that difficult, but you might need to restart a few times. If they take out either Kelleran Beck or Jocasta, you're going to be kind of in trouble. So yeah, that's it for the R7 tier. I think this will work just fine for any lower tiers. If you have all R5 or all R3, you can just run the same strategy. I am going to be looking into Relic 8 at some point, but for now, Relic 7 works pretty well. So that's going to be it for me. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and good luck with the raid.